And just like that, we are in week 1, feed off the brakes. This is the time where we work on the foundation of your mental beliefs. This is the time where we're focusing on building you the beast that you need to be. So the way this course is structured, the first 2 sessions we're going to take to build a stronger and a deeper foundation to work on your mindset before we go ahead and start setting up goals and have a specific tasks starting week number 4. So this here specifically is reaching out to get you unstuck. So pay super and close attention to this as we start to dig deep into this conversation. Number 1, feed off the brakes. I love that analogy. Think about this. How is it like, and how would driving be like, if you are in the car and you, with one foot, talking about automatic cars, with one foot you have the brake pushed, and the second foot you're pushing on the gas? What do you think is going to happen to your car? It's not going to go too far, right? If anything, it's going to start making a very loud noise, a screeching sound. I think that's how it's done. And that's exactly what's happening in your life. You're holding on to things from the past while you're trying to grow at the same time. It doesn't work. You end up getting regrets, you end up getting frustration, you end up feeling stuck, you end up getting depressed, you end up getting, very tense and crazy. You get everybody tensed all around you. So first things that we need to do is get your feet off the brakes and identify what are these things that are holding you back, which you know about and which you don't know about. What you know about is cool because you know what it is. But with things that you don't know about, this is where we got to give a deeper understanding and a deeper push. So first point on getting your feet off the brakes, know this, guys. You cannot drive the car with one foot on the brakes. You can achieve your goals with one foot on the brakes or holding on to the past. So, on that topic, we need to make sure that we set the right foundation to build on the right mindset. A counselor of mine in university, when I was confused about what I was going to major in, he gave me a great idea. And you know what he said? He said, this here in university is the foundation of your career. The deeper you build this foundation, the taller of a structure you're going to be able to build on. And this life, it's exactly the same. The deeper you know your whys, the deeper you know your purpose, the deeper you know why you're doing what you're doing, and you're absolutely crystal clear on it, that will make your desire stronger to continue and persist when the going gets hard, when you're asked to do more, when you're faced with bigger difficulties. So this time we need to make sure that you have a very strong foundation so you keep going towards achieving your big goals. So this topic brings us to the topic of limiting beliefs. This, guys, is super, 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 super important. I know you've heard this term being thrown out before, but now I really want you to get this. I want you to get what a limiting belief is and what it looks like. See, beliefs are formed through experience, environment, and our habits. This is how any belief is formed. You're walking in the snow and you slip and you realize, hey, black ice or ice is slippery to walk upon, and you're going to be more careful next time. You are you eat a lot of junk food and you realize 5-6 months later that you're much bigger than you thought that you were before. Now you know junk food causes you to get fatter, and the same thing you can learn from research and stuff like that. So that's your environment that's affecting you and your habits. If you're used to waking up late, or if you're used to working out regularly, that forms your beliefs about who you are. So this is what beliefs are found. And if this is how beliefs are formed, then what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is a self-imposed limitation telling you that you're not good enough or you're not able to do something. A self-imposed limitation that holds you back from achieving your goals. And 90% of these you are not even aware of. And this is where the work of a coach comes in. You can watch a motivational video, get pumped up for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, or maybe a whole day or a couple of days. But to really have long-term process and progress, you need to make sure exactly what your limiting beliefs are that control your life, and be aware of them and have somebody work to find out the source of where they're coming from. Some of the classic limiting beliefs that I've come across and that I hold on to is, I can't do this. I can't get this job. I can't get this customer. I can't get this client. I can't get this girl to marry me. I can't follow a diet. I can't wake up early. All of these I can't. It's dirty. I can't get this customer. I can't grow my business this way. I can't grow my job this way. I can't get this weight. I can't have money. All of these I can't. By the way, guys, all of these limiting beliefs are the works of the devil, of the shaitan. He doesn't want you to keep progress and be a better believer. He wants you to step back, and he wants you to not grow in that way so you can impact the world. He wants you to stay small. So know this, whenever you get a limiting belief, know this, that is from shaitan. Carrying forward on our topic. I can't is one of them. Another one is I am not good enough. You're given a bigger project or a bigger client, you start to think, I'm not good enough, I can't handle this. Yeah? Or you given a better decision or a larger decision to make at home, you say, I'm not good enough, I'm not good at decision making. Or it's too hard, or I'm not consistent, I need to build this, or I will fail, or winning is not for me, or I don't want to look stupid talking in front of all these people, or I don't want to look stupid failing, I don't want to look stupid, I'm a failure, everything I do sucks, I can't concentrate, I can't stay on the deen, I always get sidetracked, I can't wake up early, I can't grow this business, I can't get out of this business, I can't get this job, and so on and so forth. But this is what they look at. It's usually, I can't do X, Y, Z, or I'm not good enough, or it's too hard, and things like this that keep you, that these are exactly the things that are holding you back from achieving your specific goals. So know this, guys, all of those beliefs, like we mentioned in the previous slide, all the beliefs, since they are formed through experience and through knowledge, all the beliefs, all the negative beliefs that you have formed, they were formed because of something that happened in the past, your past experiences. That's what caused you, or somebody else's experience with somebody very close to you. That's what caused you to have this limiting belief. So I want you to understand this. What has happened has happened. Your past does not equal what you could do now. And I just repeat this. What has happened, and your past does not equal what you can do now. I'm going to give you a personal example. Two of the top limiting beliefs that I have on this topic. So, let me just put this slide view. So, couple of my thoughts that they were. Number one, I was a 6-year-old kid in university, in elementary school, and I completely missed my bus. I missed my school bus. I was in the middle of a desert in Pakistan. And there's no cell phones at that time. My driver had left. There's like third day I joined the school, and I was crying. I was devastated. I was so depressed. I went to the principal at that time, and I stayed in their office for like 2 hours until my driver finally realized that I wasn't there, came back, got me. But that time I realized, and I made a decision that I'm not going to be alone ever, and that I didn't do a good job to keep people in my life. That's why these guys left. I needed to be a people pleaser. That's where my foundation for being a people pleaser came from. But I only realized this through a very deep 4-day intense workshop in 2014, where I realized that the last 18 years of my life I'd spent pleasing people. It was very touching at that time, but that's what it was. That's where I realized. That one experience led me to be a people pleaser. Because at that time, when you're 6 years old, or when you're young, you don't know what's right? You don't know, you can't understand the logic of what happened. You make it mean whatever you know up until that time. And all I knew at that time was that I didn't please enough people. But that's what led me to make some of the choices that I made in my life, which at 24 years old I realized I wasn't too proud of. So this was one of them. Another example was when I came to Canada. I was a new kid, 11 years old, not the fanciest clothes, not the fanciest English accent. I was made fun of. People called me names. People called me, guy who dresses funny, hair is funny, grade 6, right? I mean, complete culture shock coming from Pakistan, humble beginnings in Pakistan, coming here, and I was laughed at. And you know what? Because of that, up until I was 23 years old, from 11 to 23, 12 years, I didn't think I could do much in this country. I didn't think I could be great at something. I didn't think I could build a business. I didn't think I could impact the world. I lived that way. But did I really leave that in the forefront of my head? And did I really see that and live with that every day? Maybe not. Like I played basketball. I got good grades in school. Like, I traveled and I had good friends, but this was in the back of my mind whenever it came to taking on big projects. And these are mine. These are my experiences. So know this. These were experiences were responsible for me to have these limiting beliefs around my process and my progress. So this is something that you may be holding on to. It's a good time to start thinking about what are some of your limiting beliefs. We're going to dig deeper into that in the exercises coming forward. But know this, guys. Whatever happened in the past and whoever were the people responsible, they were doing what they were doing and you were doing what you were doing because you thought that was the best thing to do at that time from your point of view. So if me, at 6 years old, if I made a decision that I didn't please enough people, that's all I knew until I was 6 years old. Me, a little baby, I needed to get attention. Kids require attention. That's the only thing I knew. So that's what I made it mean. Me being called names, people here, they weren't bad people. They just thought that, hey, there's a kid that looks funny or there's a kid that talks funny. They were just doing what another, maybe, 11-year-old kid would do. They just thought what they were doing was what was best. Another example is when my parents, and it's happened in a Desi culture so much, where parents say, you're not going to do this, you're not going to amount to this, you're not going to be able to do this, and we make that mean as if, we really can't. But hey, that's not our parents. They don't believe that. They don't want you to believe that. It's just that that's what they got used to of thinking. That's the story that they told themselves, and that's the story they continue to tell you. So don't blame the people. Don't blame your circumstances. Don't blame yourself. People do what they think is best given the information and the ability they got in that mental space at that time. And remember this. So leave your past in the past. Now comes the concept of qada and qadar. This has been thrown around a lot. And people really, this gets so abused, this title of class. And this really gets me shaken because this is one of the biggest reasons our ummah is not moving. We think everything is qadar Allah. I think everything that's been written is qadar Allah. I didn't get this job, qadar Allah. I'm not going to get this job anyways, why try? I'm not going to get this business, I'm not going to grow this business anyway, why try? I'm not going to be good at the diet anyways. Whatever Allah has written, that's what's going to happen. If whatever Allah had written, that's what was going to happen, then why do you make you? Why do you give you the power to make decisions? Why do you give you the power to make choices? Why do you give you the power to decide what you're going to put in your mouth or who you're going to keep in your life? I take that back. Allah knows everything, but He made you a human being. And you don't know what Allah knows. So that's why you don't worry about what Allah knows. He knows everything. You just worry about what you know and what you can do. Sorry to take that back. I said that if Allah knew everything, why did He create you? If Allah knows everything, but why did He give you the ability to choose and decide between what's right and what's wrong? This is why. So I want to clear out some air around this qadar concept. So, qada is something that is fully in Allah's hands. And these are two things that are fully in Allah's hands and you have no influence whatsoever to do this. Number one is ajal. Your time of death, you don't know what it is. Allah knows when it is. And that's been written when you were in your mother's womb. Number two is rizq. Allah knows how much your rizq is. You need to believe that as a Muslim, regardless of what the Western PD gurus tell you. Hustle this, hustle that, do this, do that, do this, do that. For them, that's the end goal. For you, that's not the end goal. For you, just only hustle is not the end goal. It means to an end goal of pleasing Allah, but it's not. So as a Muslim, you need to first understand that if Allah said, this is from me, you need to understand and believe it. When you understand and believe it, that the rizq is from Allah, then you're going to create products, you're going to create your business and service lines where you're not influenced by just, I need to hustle, I need to make this money. You will do it with peace and calm. Understand that. When you're going to be offering your service or your consulting, you're not like, hey, I'm going to get $2,000 out of this. That's not what you're worrying about. What you're worried about is, am I going to please Allah? Allah will give me the rizq. I'm going to do my job as best as I can because that's what Allah told me, to do my job as best as you can. When you start to think like that, that's when you become a true believer. That's when you give your full value. That's when you give it your all in creating the best product, the best service, the best task, the best projects, the best relationships that you can. So understand this. Ajal and rizq are in completely Allah's hands. You have no control over them whatsoever.